You, wake up. You're looking at me. I'm looking back at you. The time is now. There will be no perfect time. There will be no perfect moment. The perfect time and the perfect moment is the present. And while you're in the present, think about the present. Think about what I can do today to make this day the best day I can have, to make this the most productive day I can have. Too many times we fall into negative thought patterns. Too many times we think about what could have, what should have, what could have happened. You know, what did I mess up on before? And that's not going to help you. You're blessed. You're here right now. I'm always shocked because people will ask me, yo, B, like, how are you so ambitious? Like, how do you dream like this? Like, why do you feel like you can do this? Like why? And I look at them and I think to myself, why aren't you ambitious? Especially for the people who came from a background similar to mine, especially for people who came from a hood, whether your hood was in New York, whether your hood was in Baltimore, DC, no matter where it was. I'm from North Philly. And I sit back and I say, well, why aren't you? Because we seen what life is like when you don't try. We got them uncles and them aunts that didn't try. Uncles and aunts that went ahead and just got the 9 to 5 and said, this is what I want to do. And that's it. Even though we know deep down inside, that's not what they want. And I'm not saying a 9 to 5 is a bad thing, because it's not. If that's what you want to do, by all means, go and be the best at it and smile while you do it. But a lot of us aren't working 9 to 5s because that's what we want. We're working them to pay the bills and make ends meet. And whatever dream or whatever that is we really want to do, we don't even work on that. We don't even try. See, somewhere along the line, because every kid comes into this world bright-eyed and they're just ready to just touch a star because they feel like those stars are in reach. And at some point in our lives, maybe when we're like 9 or 10 years old, some of us later, some of us earlier, we realize that there's so many limitations, and that's beaten to us, right? It's beating our heads every single day, and we believe it. And we start to internalize it, and we start to move and operate with all these fixated limitations in our brain. And in reality, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, those limitations were given to you because the truth is they're not real. They're not real. And the more you fall into that, the less you'll dream and the less you'll live. See, we're in the world right now where all I'm seeing is zombies. And y'all like, what do you mean? I see zombies everywhere I look, left and right. Because I'm seeing people who are just walking the assembly lines. And I don't mean they're in the factory. No, I mean they're walking the assembly lines of life. They're allowing people to tell them how they should live life, what they should care about, what they should dream about, what they should try to do, right? We're being told this all the time. And it's like, I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting that. I used to hate the fact that I had red hair. I used to hate the fact how my skin looked. I used to hate the fact that I couldn't blend in nowhere I went. I was always the shortest one. I had long red hair. I just looked different than everybody else, and I always stood out, and I hated it. But now that I'm older, I take it as a metaphor and a lesson of life. I was meant to stand out. And the truth is, most of us were meant to do that. Nah, scratch that. We all were. But the majority of us will never be the standout we were meant to be. We'll never do it because we got scared. We don't want to be judged. We want that girl over there. And we know if we tell her that we doing this, she's going to think it's corny. And we know if we tell them our homeboys we doing this, they're going to think it's corny. They're going to stop being friends with us. I can't live like that, because that's a life of sadness. That's a life of misery. That's a life that just, when I wake up every day, I don't get excited for what I got to do that day. I don't get excited to create. I don't get excited for nothing. And that's not a life worth living. Let's be clear on something. I come from poverty. My father served in Vietnam. My mother's from Baltimore City. My dad's from North Philly. I was born in Baltimore. I was raised in North Philly. There were 5 children to a bedroom. My mom, my stepmom, and my dad were in their room. There were 5 of us in one room. Actually, 6 of us. I'm sorry. 6 of us in one room. 6 children to one room. Mom, stepmom, and dad in another room. And I remember nights literally eating honeycombs. We share a box of honeycombs amongst the children, right? I remember my stepmom would make these turkey necks, and the shit was disgusting. All bone, no meat. And she made this white rice that looked like mashed potatoes because she couldn't cook, right? And they was all getting high. Stepmom getting high, pops was getting high, their friends was getting high. They was having parties where everyone coming over there. They smoking crack, they drinking beers, they smoking weed, they doing all. And this was my childhood. This was my earliest memories of childhood. This is what it was. I'll never forget that. So when your earliest memories is that, what other choice is there? There's no other choice. There's no other option. Either I'm going to be what I saw or I'm going to be something different. And the beauty in having cable television later on, and the beauty of having basic television, right? Those 3 channels we had, 4 channels, I was able to see that there was a life that was much different than the one I had. I was able to see that there was a mother and a father who loved each other, who didn't argue and curse each other out. I was able to see there was a mother and father who didn't put their hands on each other. I was able to see that there was a household when there was 4 kids and maybe 2 of the kids shared a room, but the 2 older ones had their own room. I was able to see that that was possible, because prior to that, all I knew was what I saw, right? I was able to read books, and I was able to say, oh, there's different worlds out there. There's different ways to live. And I hung on to that. We all had those opportunities, one way or another, where we were able to see that the way we were living and the way we were raised was not ideal and it was not right. But some of us rejected that idea, and some of us said, no, I'm going to be exactly what I see my big cousin be. I'm going to be exactly what I see the people in my neighborhood be. I wasn't going for it. And I want the person that is looking at this video, that hears my very uninteresting voice sometimes, I want you to take a chance. I don't know what that looks like, though. I can't tell you to go quit your job. I can't tell you to go change your career. I can't tell you to go to the gym. I don't know what that is for you. I want you to take the chance. I want you to take the chance to be great. I want you to get up and say, you know what? I'm going to try it today. And you know what? I'm going to give myself time. I'm going to try it today. If it don't work, I'm going to try it again tomorrow. If it don't work, I'm going to try it again the next day. Because honestly, we all know everything great never happens overnight. There's a process, and I'm going to give it a chance to materialize. I want you to give it a chance. You right there. I know you see me. I know you see me because you're looking at the video. The view count is going up. I see it. So I want you to give yourself a chance, man. Please. Don't be a zombie. And I'm not saying you're a zombie because you have a 9-to-5. I'm not saying you're a zombie because you're not rich. I'm not rich. I'm very far from rich. I'm saying you're a zombie because you're living a life you do not want to live, and you are not making plans or taking action to live the life that you actually want to live. I'm no longer scared to fail. I don't care to look crazy in front of y'all, because my biggest L's came from blending in. My biggest L's came from not speaking my mind. My biggest L's came from not being honest with myself and what I want. That was my biggest L. Whenever I found myself living to appease another person, that brought me the most pain I ever had in my life. I'm not doing that no more. And I'm praying and hoping that you don't. Right? So I'm going to keep taking my risk. I'm going to write the songs. I'm going to grind out. I'm going to make sure I'm in the gym. I want to pursue these dreams. And if they don't work, they don't work. If I don't get there, I don't get there. I can live with, I took the shot. I missed it. I can't live with, I could have took the shot. And I dribbled and passed out of balance. I passed the ball to you. I gave up. I checked out. People will judge you. People will criticize you. That don't matter. What we're doing is for us and us only. Dream big, go forward, and if you fall, because we all do fall along our journeys, it's a part of the journey. When you fall forward, because you're going to gain more ground that way, right? And when you get up, push up so you can gain more strength. Come to one foot, come to the other foot, and keep your head forward. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. And you'll fall again. Do the same thing. Do the same thing. And over time, you're going to look behind you, and you're not going to see where you were. You'll remember, but you ain't going to see it. Because progress and growth are the only things that matter right now. Whether the growth is exponential or this is growth. The growth ain't got to be out here. The growth could be this. It could be this. but it's growth. Work hard. I pray you be successful. I pray you stick to the script. I pray you stick to the plan. And I pray, most importantly, that you do not give up. Because a life that you've given up on, especially something you really wanted to do, is going to hurt more than any embarrassment than you ever had. The pain of regret will trump any pain of embarrassment or shyness or anything. Good luck.